We'll keep going until we can't go anymore. All right, this week Porsche Cup is going to Imola, and as in previous weeks where we've got a recent track guide for that, I'm just going to link to it up here with a little thing. We'll also have a link at the end of the video if you want to watch the whole thing that way. I would appreciate it, but you got two ways to get there. We'll throw up some video of a previous race that we did at Imola while we get going and start talking here again, so I can cut and hide the cuts real easy like. So let's go. On these weeks where I don't have a track guide to put up, I have been struggling a little bit with what I want to talk about, and I just start letting my mind drift while I'm practicing a little bit, and I was a little unmotivated to practice today. I got started late on it, and Imola is one of those tracks that is not my favorite. So I went at it for I got my old time. What was I doing last season here? And it looks like 45s, mid-high 45s was kind of what my best times were. I got a few sessions in where best laps were in the 46s. Happy to say that within about a half hour I was starting to hit the occasional 45 again. So I'm pretty happy that I was able to get that there. And track temps probably 5 degrees hotter in this practice session that I set up for myself than they were the previous season. So at least I'm not getting worse, I guess. But yeah, that motivation, especially on tracks that you don't like, is a little hard to find sometimes. Fortunately, I'm in a position where I can dedicate a fair amount of time to this thing and not feel guilty about it. It goes towards something a little bit more, I guess, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I don't feel. I feel that it's worth something. And this brings me back in my head to when I was doing the trying to get in shape and doing the Athlete X program. And one of those videos, Jeff Cavalier says, you know, whenever you're trying to attain a goal, you have to decide how much does that goal mean to you. And if it means a lot to you, you'll have several goals going on at the same time, and if this is the goal that means the most to you, you'll find the time to put towards it. I'm paraphrasing here and doing a very horrible job of it, but I hope that the idea there comes across. So I'm trying to do that, and sometimes, especially when we've been going at it for this long, we've been doing this for what, 3 years almost now? More than 3 years. Sometimes it's a little easy to lose sight of those goals, and getting better for the sake of getting better. I think maybe I've lost a little bit of sight of the SMART goals. The what does that stand for again? SMART goal is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So I guess I should have looked a little bit more at what those can be in relation to what we're talking about here before I kicked off with the whole thing. Specific, I've not been specific recently. I think, well, maybe I have. This is where we get really rambly. I've been shooting a little bit to try and get to 3K IR, which is, I guess, both specific and measurable. We can measure that. Is it achievable? That might be arguable as yes or no at my current skill level, but that's, you know, what we're pushing for, is to get the skill level up there. I think it is achievable. How quickly it's achievable, I can't really say. Is it relevant? I guess that's what we're talking about right now, and for me, yes. With what I'm doing, it is a bit relevant. For some people, it might not be, but for me, I think it is. And time bound. I have not put a time bound on it. I was shooting for this season, but I think that ship may have sailed. We're still going for it, but it's not going to be an easy road to hoe this one. But we're still going to shoot for it. And hopefully, doing this, I'm talking myself up. I'm going to get more excited. I'll get myself motivated to get on Imola. Imola's just not one of my favorite tracks. I think that's a big part of it. I struggle here, and the problem is that my favorite tracks are the ones I'm good at, and I don't like the ones that I'm not good at, and there's only one way to change those things, and that's to practice and get better, right? So we just got to get going on it, get to it, put the pedal down, and get going. Real quick, before we sign out here, I do kind of want to take a look at the rest of the schedule as we're going here. See what's coming up. We've got Imola this week, Legacy Silverstone next week, which we also have a track guide up for. Sonoma Raceway Cup Historic, which I've not done. I've not done hardly any races at Sonoma. I maybe have done one, and that has been a long time ago in the early days with IMPC, I believe. And maybe I just practiced it. I can't remember actually doing the race there. With that being the Cup circuit, it might be a bit drafty. I don't know. I've not remembered it. And then we've got the Nürburgring, which I won't be doing a guide for again. It's too big a track for the kind of guides I put out, and I'm not good enough at it. And I'm not going to be able to get good enough at it and to be able to put out a timely guide. I hope you guys will understand. After that comes Brands Hatch, which we'll be doing a guide for. That's a fun one. I've not done it in the Porsche Cup. I think it'll be a good combo. We'll see when we get to it. And then we'll end the season with Oran Park. Again, we'll be putting out a guide for that one. That one will be an interesting one. It's a smaller track, but I mean, they did race like V8 supercars and stuff there. So we'll it'll be. I've done TCRs there, so it's not like I'm a stranger to it. It's been a while since I've driven it. So that will be interesting when we get there. So yeah, we got like one more rambly week, two more rambly weeks coming up in the future. And yeah, this is a short one, I think. We'll see when I get done editing it. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, I completely understand. And yeah, if you think I earned it, hit the subscribe button. That helps out. And we'll see you next week. Or oh yeah. One more thing, I have to plug at the thing. If you want to watch live when we do races, head on over to twitch.tv/thepiltdownman. That's where we do that. Anyhow,